Hello and welcome. Tonight we're going to be playing Humankind. If this is your first time watching a video on the channel, currently I'm streaming videos live, stream the recording of videos live to Twitch under the username Willcall, and then uploading the local recordings to YouTube under the username Willcall100. So this is going to be the first time we're playing Humankind on the channel. It's a game that I've had for a while. And I have played before, although it has been many patches since, as we go look into the content. So content-wise, you'll notice I don't have the expansion. And I have, well, I got the game when it came out, so apparently got the pre-order bonus, and I got the Parabellum Wonders Pack. Otherwise, none of the add-ons. So we're basically playing vanilla Humankind, nothing particularly special about it. Go in and get a new game going. I haven't done very much to set up a character, so the character is just a random character, pretty much. That's vaguely the gender I am. We're going to play on a fairly small world. I think small is recommended for 4 players. We're going to play with 4 players on a Pangea, which is a one-continent thing. I'm not really going to do anything with the settings here. Hopefully the settings are the default for a small Pangea. Pace, again, it's going to be basically what I think is the default settings. I may be wrong, and some of my settings might be set up wrong. But again, this is the default settings, normal. I haven't played a full game since that content came out. And yeah, that's the content that basically came out within fairly early after the game came out, so I'm not going to turn the difficulty very much up very much. If you enjoy the run and you want to see me do it on a higher difficulty or a different style of the game, say a different map setting, feel free to let me know. For today, we're just going to play fairly basic. If for no other reason, so that I can play through a full game and have an idea of how it's going to play out. So yeah, that's going to be what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start the game here. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll go ahead and edit the load in out, because that can be a bit long. If you're watching here with me on Twitch, you'll have to sit around for that. So catch you all once we're back in the game.
Our universe contains infinite stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story. But the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turner. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together, and things start to get interesting and a bit drier. A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn to tan the skins of animals for clothing. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind? Across the world, nascent societies are taking a deep breath, looking across the landscape and preparing for greatness.
Okay, so that's the intro video to Humankind, the first era in Humankind, which is the Nomadic Tribe era, the Neolithic era. This era we got we effectively got 4 objectives. There's 3 objectives that score fame, which is how we win the game. Basically, by having the most fame, we win. One of them is we can grow our population to 5, or grow population 5. We can get 10 science, or we can get hunt 5 animals. So those are the objectives we need to actually progress to the next era. Secondarily, we probably want to find a good place to put a city down for our first city. Right. We got a lot of different things to do. I do like how they tried to do something about being nomadic instead of being punished for not settling the first turn. Yeah, so that's one of the nice things that this game does for you, unlike Civ, is that it's not. Which basically brought up that it does something to allow you to sort of be nomadic for the first couple turns, so that you're not punished for settling right in place. Because that was definitely a thing with Civ, and it actually affected a bit of the Civ design.
If you learn nothing
where you were
else,
heavily
you could
encouraged to
learn
settle
what
in
killed
place,
them.
because to make Civ design work, yeah, there was a heavy start bias on most of the starts. So we've got horses. We'll probably set up like a city employment outpost over here, as soon as we have the influence. We don't quite have the influence right now. So we've acquired 1 science. We have 1 person. We'll have to see if we can actually get more food. Okay. Yeah, this is actually nice. Oh, there was a little bit of food there I missed. Okay. Nice starting area by the looks of it.
Do it.
Okay, there's some more science. So of these 3 objectives, they do provide slightly different things. You can complete them. I believe the science one gives you a choice between +1 industry on pops and +1 science on pops. One Twitch chat saying, I do apologize for missing intro. I know you had said played this. Is this the base game, or did you end up getting the DLC? I basically haven't played this since it was the base game, since none of the DLC was in. So this is basically the base game. I think during the intro I went to the added content screen, so you should be able to, if you pull back to the intro, see what I do have. Okay, so we're gonna have to go down there if we want to go over to that object. Or a little bit this way. And then Twitch chat responded, that sounds good, I hope it's a fun game. I hope also that's a fun game. We're getting an event, seeds of an idea, so we can go +2 food on city or outpost, or minus 25% cost investigation. We'll do investigation cost.
Full bellies and healthy
There's some
children.
food.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, we'll go pick that food up. Is exploring. We've got a pretty coastal area here. Not necessarily bad, but not necessarily what we want. Yeah, people who have probably played the game more than me probably have a little bit better idea how to do this a little bit more efficiently than I'm doing. I'm sort of poking around. In the test game I had earlier today, I had a little bit better luck at picking up science. Right. Okay, so we now got 2 tribes. Let's split them up, like different ways.
I'm on it.
And I think I'm going to send one over here. I'm going to set up a city over here, so we've got access to these 2 resources and the production that's going to come from this forest. Okay, there's something we could hunt.
What's over there?
So, actually, probably join the game vicariously through you. So as long as you're having fun, yeah. Hopefully we both have a bit fun watching and playing. New army, refugees next to it. We'll grab the new army. Oops. That's what I get for doing long distance borders when we're looking for stuff. resolve there. When we have more complex battles, I'll try to show what the battles look like. But for the moment, they're going to be a little bit boring.
This way. We move. This way. What's over there?
We move.
Okay, so that was a big, nice science deposit, plus 3 science.
Onwards.
Go ahead and claim this location.
Will do.
And to be fair, this is a small map, so we've only got 4 civilizations on here.
Uh-huh.
We haven't met any of them yet, though. This is also Pangea, so they should all be on the
This way.
same continent as us.
This way. Onward.
Okay, so we could air up. I'm being attacked by something. What are we getting attacked by? I think that's a... Well, if I'm getting attacked, that's probably a bear. We'll do manual combat, because this is less of a good fight for us. Okay, so whatever it was, it didn't attack us. Just started about. Okay, don't know why that happened. Yes, we now have the fame to air up. We're not immediately going to go running to do that. Because right now, if we were to do that, we actually wouldn't be able to have a city until 6 turns in. So we're going to explore for another 6 turns at least. And maybe try to do some hunting stuff in the meantime. Because we did complete the Science Star, we're getting this event here, which is a choice between makers, which is +1 industry per pop on City on Post. Don't know if that's... And we'll find this out pretty quickly. I don't know if that's industry on them working it, or... because it's been a while, so I've forgotten. Or if it's just a raw industry and or science per pop. I'm going to go for the science one, because we're going to do science. We really want to focus science a little bit better. And I'll hit remind me later so I don't run too long in the area. So if we can pick up an extra person, that would give us more fame. If we can pick up 3 more animal kills, we'd get fame as well. And arguably probably picking up the animal kills would get us the people. We're going to play out for at least 6 more turns in this era. Both to explore a bit.
Onward. We move. Onward.
We move.
And because again, we don't have a city for the next 6 turns, regardless of what we do. Okay, so we can start a fight here. We should be able to win that fight. So let's start it. Take the instant resolution. We see a deer there, so we should be able to pick up deer number 4 pretty quickly. Do I want you to heal, or do I want you to continue exploring? You know, we'll continue exploring with you.
This way.
So, one of the other nations has picked up one of their stars and has advanced the next era. So the Hittites have already been picked. We'll get into cultures in a moment. And in doing that, have apparently done a world lead. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like kill 5 things or something. Lost Souls 1. New army growing tribe next to refugees. Or withdraw. We'll welcome the new people. So that is the growth star. Get these armies to group up. Now, the growth star in this case is provided in other events. This is +1 money per pop or +1 food per pop. Early on, I think we're going to value food a little bit more, so we're going to do farmers. Can I? No, I can't get past you very easily. Okay.
I see that.
We may want to try to take that, animal down.
Will do. Yes.
Oops. Wanted the whole army to go there. And we don't have the action. Or actually, do we have the actions? We do have the actions. Instrumentation. Here we go. So yeah, we'll try to take the mammoth down. We got 4 turns to do it in. And then we'll air up and have a city ready to go. Okay. And that is Civilization 2 has also gone up, so the civilizations have been picked. Let's see, can we find that mammoth?
A first ransack. See the sights, appreciate the local culture, and take anything that's not nailed down.
Take anything that's not nailed down. That's looting places, yeah. What difficulty I end up choosing? Oh, I don't know an easy way to check that in the game. I think it's like the default one. It's like a middle tier one. It's not particularly high. Can I bring it up in the menu? Metropolis. We're playing on Metropolis difficulty. Interesting. Wasn't able to find that.
Onward.
Mammoth. So we're going to give it one more turn to find the mammoth, and if we don't find it, we're going to age up anyway.
By building an outpost, claiming territory is this easy. The trick, of course, is keeping it.
Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to find the mammoth. I may plop a outpost over here as well, but let's... Violent Pursuits. So I can take minus food on the zone, gain experience in all cities. Bountiful for 10 turns, or reduce the cost of domestication again. We'll go to reduce the cost of domestication again. So let's pick up the our culture. So we can see that the other 3 nations, or the other 3 countries, other 3 people, other 3 players in here, the AI players have picked 3 cultures. We can see what those cultures do. So the Mycenaeans get cheaper costs on industry when creating units on cities and outposts. And this is their emblematic district. That's an emblematic unit. That's plus combat strength on units, food, industry, and science per occupied city. So these guys want to go occupy stuff. And the Phoenicians are a pretty nice trading one. Now, we can't pick those 3 cultures because I do have the default standard on, which is no duplicate cultures. We gotta pick some of the other sort. At the same time, we can also be playing off of various affinities, which are going to determine which of the might be 8 types of era stars we can get that provide extra faith, and they provide all sorts of different things. If we wanted to follow the trend of being military, we could go Assyrians. We're probably not going to do that. We haven't met anyone yet, so there's no real reason to go super aggressive military. Science per research technology on capital, and then a science district, or specifically a science research district, so it's a dual type district. Egyptian, which is industry, a little bit of influence, plus 1 industry on producing industry districts, so it makes the industry districts a little bit cheaper. Food on dry grass and river, canals, which is farming district. Nubian this is a market maker's quarter, so it's an industry commerce district that is sort of a hybrid between the two, more focus on money making. Olmecs is influence on territory, so all our territories would provide more influence, which would help us a little bit with getting more territory. Olmec Head is a farm district that provides more influence and more adjacency bonuses for that. And then this is the Zhao here have stability on districts. So this basically, normally a district I think costs you 10 stability. Unless I think it's the housing districts provide stability. So in this case, the Zhao have a research sort of stability generating district, and all their districts provide plus 2. So that would reduce, like say, your standard district costs -10. That would basically reduce each of them to -8 instead. Research slots, bonus science per adjacent mountain. Our initial place isn't really going to be a good place to do. Got a little bit of mountain here, so we can put it here and get 2 adjacent mountains. Or over here in the expand. Well, I don't think that's going to be super strong for us. We won't go that way. Thinking going something a little bit more industry-centric is probably the way to go. And/or food, but I think it's probably going to be industry. The place where we're setting up, we are going to be next to a strategic, the horses, and another one in the future, but initially just a strategic. Well, we'd have access to the ambergris fairly early on. And some sage. Okay, so we got some luxury resources as well. Twitch chat saying they like going for science, but industry is really nice. Yeah, in this game, I do like science, or used to like science. It's been a real long time since I played. I tend to find it's not necessarily something to focus on the first couple era, or I think it's the first era after Neolithic, because you don't have access to science districts. Although, if you're playing one of the cultures that has a science district, like this wouldn't be a bad way to get some science districts early on, so you can do a little bit early science. So that's tempting. We actually are going to get a decent number of strategic and luxury deposits. It's not going well for me. I don't think we're going to do Zhao at least. Which this one's nice if you got good mountain places. I don't necessarily know if we're going to do good mountain places. So we could do Babylon, but I don't really got any good science hexes to combo that off of. The Egyptians are always reasonably nice, or at least in my experience have been reasonably nice because of the industry bonuses. Let's look at the force that we've got next to us. Yeah, so we can put it up here, and that would give us 3 more industry X's that we'd get the industry off of, so that wouldn't be too bad. Let's go Egypt. People who are more experienced in the game might go a particular way, but yeah, let's go Egypt. Okay, so at the beginning of next turn, we will be Egypt. And we've got an idle army. These are going to transfer over from tribes to scouts. Can I get down? Yeah, we can get down there and get a little science before I turn it.
Ah, the challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay. Entering this era as the Egyptians, then? No prizes for guessing how you plan to leave your mark.
This game's implying we're going to build some pyramids. So now that we're in basically one of the numbered ages, one of the 6 ages here that's not the Neolithic, we're competing for era stars. It's 7, not 8. I was wrong with it, thinking it was 8. Well, I suppose it's competitive spirit ones, which are the you're falling behind, let's give you some boost here. So based on the culture you pick, there'll be one of the 7 that gives you extra fame. So in this case, we picked a builder culture, so we get extra fame for completing districts, which we probably do want to build as the Egyptians, at least some. And we have some other ones in here. So we have expansionist, which is controlling territory. The aesthetic stars, which is get some amount of influence, get population, get money, get tech, get military. No, in this case, it's actually not get military, it's destroy military. So it's use your military to destroy things. We don't necessarily know anything to destroy yet, so this is not necessarily going to be an easy star to get. Tech probably will happen. We want to play that's going to be reasonably strong in tech. Maybe early on, money is not going to be super easy. We didn't pick something to make money easy. We probably will grab some territory, so that probably won't be too much of a difficulty. We'll see how this works out. And we need to get, I believe, 7. So there's 21 to get. And we need to get 7 to advance to the next era and get another culture, or change cultures. Fair city can be founded, yeah. So that was why we waited for this to be founded, so we can turn this into a city. You always get to turn your first one into a city for zero culture.
An outhouse. Ah, the luxuries of civilization.
All the money and science is converted into industry. Early on, we probably don't want to do that because we do need to have some industry. Some science, so we actually research some stuff, as tempting as it may be to turn things into industry. So right now we have no people in the city, apparently. So yeah, I think So Twitch chat saying, I do feel that Humankind did the eras better than Civ 7. I do like that Civ 7 is trying something different to make the later eras more fun, so I hope that Fraxis iterate on what they did instead of reverting back to server civs. Yeah, I can see that. Very much what I feel like they did in Civ 7, and this is maybe why it's not being taken very well by the people who play Civ 7. I haven't played Civ 7, I've just watched people play it. Is very... The way they handled the ages is very board gamey. Right, so how can you engage with someone competitively without actively fighting them? So in Civ 7, they made that setup in that you could force an era end in a competitive sense. Against the AI, that doesn't really work if you're running away with the game, which is why so many people are always like, oh, the eras end too fast. Well, that's part of the competitiveness in Civ 7 is you can force an era end so as to deny people getting their bonuses. That's less of a thing here in Humankind. So we're going to get a person in one turn here. We'll revisit the city when that happens, though we will probably want to build something. Influence is tempting. Building the pyramid's tempting. Let's sell the pottery, and then we'll get the Egyptian pyramid down for a little more a little bit more industry. Yeah, and the Twitch chat's going right because we get to choose in Humankind. You get to choose when you go through the eras.
Follow me.
I don't have the influence because I need 61 influence to this thing up. Okay,
Let's go.
get some explosion there. Oh, and there's a mammoth. Now that I don't want to kill a mammoth, there's the mammoth.
Off we go.
We're still going to try to put this mammoth down. The hunting party should have no problem dealing with it. We'll do a mounting battle so we can show what the battles are. So somewhere in the gray here will be the mammoth, where we have to deploy somewhere in the pink. We get bonuses for various things. We get malices for various things. We'll end deployment here. So we can see there is the mammoth. If we were to maintain the high ground against the mammoth, it attacking uphill would give us a bonus and give it a malice. I can show you what the bonus is here by coming down the low right. Should be able to show the bonus here from. There we go. So in this case, oh, maybe it doesn't get bonuses from defending up ground. Because I'm downhill, I'm assuming I'd get a bonus. I'm getting a bonus from being next to a friendly unit. Alright, so we get various bonuses, various malices. We're just gonna hammer the mammoth a little bit here. It gets its turn, it attacks us. And it takes something on the ground. There we go. So now that we're not in the first era and our people are not nomadic anymore, the loot from battle is not food and influence, but rather it's just money. That's, in case in this game, actually sticking around in the nomad era, I think for a while was actually stronger than becoming into the first era, specifically for the purposes of getting influence. That may have changed, it's been a while. But yeah, now that we're in this era, we're getting loot, spoils, and money. So we basically got some monetary value by taking that guy down. We have 0 inactable civics. We're not really going to do anything civics-wise, I think. Then we got to pick what science we're going to work on. So you might notice early on we took a bunch of effects that lowered the cost to domestication. So domestication right now is real cheap. We happen to be right next to horses, so it probably makes sense for us to grab domestication. That's probably a no-brainer. So we'll pick up domestication earlier. We had some banked science, so the banked science immediately got dumped into it. So I've only got 2 more turns to take this down. And I was going to dump that banked science into whatever I clicked first. Which is why the turn duration on the other things went up. So we're probably going to do domestication. I might go into carpentry next for the lumberyard, because most of our industry is going to be coming from forests early on. And then, which one I think will have all the prerequisites for the wheel? Go pick up our emblematic or culture unit. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to grab and expand it down here so we can get access to the luxury resources down there. That would make it a pretty good place to attach sooner rather than later. And then we're going to be looking for the next expand after that with these scouts. We've now got some population in the city. So, how is my science actually being broken down? Because we should have a bonus to science per prop. That must be per pop, irrespective of where I have it, because it's, I don't think this defaults to 5. Yeah, the base values here is 6. So we're presumably getting +1 per person. Empire research is currently 4. Yeah, so culture trait, main district. Oh, maybe I'm not getting science from person. Okay. And now that we've got some people, it's showing us a choice between 2 cultural things we can pick up. We can get faith on main plazas, and faith on emblematic districts and influence on main plasma or plazas, and then or 2 influence on emblematic districts. We don't have an emblematic district, so if we went this way, this would provide no bonus other than bringing us into a tier that provides +5 science at the cost of basically 5 stability in all cities. Vice versa, if we pick this one up, we'd get +2 faith on territory. We don't have a lot of territory, so that's not super strong. And again, we don't have an emblematic districts. This one would be tempting to do anyway, because we do have a main plaza. The capital is a main plaza. And I suppose the capital is technically also a territory, so we get some faith and influence right away. So yeah, given that, we will pick that up just to raise the influence.
If the gods hadn't chosen us, somebody else would be standing here.
And then maybe I'll save up and pick up customary laws for reducing the cost of outpost creation.
Come over here.
We're going to leave that guy there just so we can claim that outpost location.
Yes.
When we have the influence for it. Otherwise, we're going to keep the rest of them exploring. Nope, and we got some science from a pickup there, which immediately gave us domestication. So as far as the city goes, that will have given us... Did it immediately give us the reward? Yeah, immediately give us the rewards. So at some point we'll want animal barns, which requires us to have some access and horses. Of course, I've got... It wants 4, and we've got 3. Yeah, and that sounds like my luck. That's not too much of a problem. We'll put that after the pyramid, because that's not gonna... Well, obviously being short one, so we can't get this bonus, it's not super strong. Do we want these guys on food or industry? So we got one pop here that we can move around. He probably either wants to be assigned to food or industry right now. Food to grow faster. So if we move him off of food, it's going to be 17 turns. No, what am I? Industry, that'll speed up things like the pottery workshop. Bring the pottery workshop from 6 to 3 turns. And bring the Egyptian pyramids here up by 6 turns. So they'll be showing up at 9 turns earlier. Yeah, we're going to go this way. We're going to favor industry a little bit. I think that'll work. And then we're going to put you on station. We can lower the cost, so let's go ahead and do it. Grab the legitimacy. You can come back through and change these later. Right, you'd have to cancel them, then pick the other one. That takes some influence. For the moment, I think we're focusing on trying to get
That
the
seems
outposts.
to leave a lot of interpretation of right and wrong. Not to mention yours and mine.
Yes, that's the law to some degree. Okay, so there's some more horses.
Come over here. Follow me. All together.
Burn that down for a little bit of money. Right now, we basically don't make any money, so that's 22 turns worth of money, so that's pretty strong. Got an event, or in this case, it's telling us we've now got a choice of another civics choice, which we can pick between industry cost in units or combat strength in units. We're going to pass on this, picking that decision for a bit. For no other reason than we're not going to be building units for a little bit.
Over this way.
So there's our successful Ranstrak. To form the, or to claim the territory, I need 31, so we need one more turn.
Uh-huh. Will do. over here. Right.
Okay, tempted to engage the mammoth at some point, but
Follow me.
we don't need to run off and do it. We've got a deer here. We'll want to resolve the combat against the deer. Okay, so we finished the pottery, which is providing an extra 5 influence a turn. We now have enough influence to claim the spot I want here. You know, we'll take this fight. Do a manual battle in this case. Ending the deployment. Okay, it's there. And then we can do a couple fights. Friendly unit and veterancy will help out there. Friendly unit bonus. I'm actually just going to give this guy a skip order. Get the defend order so he gets a combat bonus if he gets attacked, because he's pretty badly damaged. And you can see here we've got a high ground bonus. So we're actually getting a bonus from high ground, although we're getting a malus from being damaged. Here we go, another 20 gold. Oh, there's another deer in our way. Can I get up the hill and then attack the deer? No. Since you were also running an old world campaign, what do you think of having limited amount of orders per turn instead of each unit having a turn, like in Humankind of game? I think the idea is neat, but I do realize old world tries to be a bit more focused, shorter game. So yeah, it definitely works in old world. One thing I find, and maybe this is probably a problem I have being a inexperienced old world player. And to be fair, the old world run at this point is done and fully uploaded to YouTube at this point. It's fully uploaded? It has been finished recording at least. Is the order system, at least for the AI, is very good for them to just sort of roll in units and delete them. So I tend to not care too much about my units in old world. Whereas I tend to try to care about them a little bit more in Civ and Humankind.
Off we go.
Okay. We can start fixing resolution, deal with that problem. But yeah, the order system's definitely it was kind of designed to serve as a way to encourage quality over quantity in the late game, and not just be collecting massive armies, which it does to a certain degree. Whereas in Humankind here, Humankind can turn a little bit into a cycle turns if things are going really well. You think it might be completed? Yeah, I've described the last one. That's presumably the last one. I believe we finished with a ambition victory, which for some people I suppose may be a spoiler if they haven't watched it yet. How's the territory looking? I'm not sure where I want to put the second outpost yet. Oh, and Twitch chat said this is why I did not say what it was. Okay. Yeah. To be fair, if you're watching this series, you'll probably know that we're trending towards victory well before we get to the end. But the one war we had in there was a little touch and go, so if you're looking for interesting, that's the interesting part in that run. So it might be... Oh no, that's still technically in this region zone, isn't it? Yeah. I'll probably go up in the river here. Oh, okay, I'm still running into more deer.
Let's go. Over this way.
science there, so we're definitely finding some science on the map. And okay, because of the science there, we got one of our science, got the carpentry done. Wheel is a little bit farther up the tech tree, so it's a little bit more expensive. But if we do want to use our sort of culture unit, that's what we need. And this is sort of a ranged chariot unit. Although, actually, to make use of that, I do need horses and copper, and we don't have either of those. Maybe we're not. Maybe we shouldn't do that quite so quickly. That's not really going to provide any bonus. Does that reveal copper? No, that would be used copper. So you'll be able to go calendar instead of the artisan quarter to actually acquire the luxuries. Oh, and it to the panel. There we go. Now it's doing that. Put that back on the queue, because that's probably what we're going to do. Well, we want to do it at some point. That may be what we do next anyway. Unless we find a copper saw.
Let's go.
So to attach... We probably don't want to attach quite so soon. If we were to attach, how much does that cost? 30. Okay. The more territories you attach to a city, the more it costs to attach them. The way they work in this game. Which, probably for people who know this game, is not surprising. Way up there, yes. Oh, you can clear forests for stuff. We're not going to do that. Okay, so we've now found the borders to one of the neighbors. So we know where the neighbors are. Decent to take out for the moment.
Let's go. Of course.
Okay, so I want the neighboring ones to our starting territory. That's this one as well. Although, other than the unknown strategic resource and a little bit of silk, it's not super interesting. Should probably, although that's only 2 horses, should probably go grab those horses. We're not going to forward settle the neighbors, so we don't want this one. So I'll probably come in here. Where would be a good city site in here? Probably need the woods. Up next to the mountain, maybe? Do it like here, and we can expand that way. Maybe there and expand that way, yeah. So let's give you a long-range move order.
Over this way. Follow
Yeah,
me.
there's some copper. Oh, we got some more copper in here, so that brings us up to 10 copper, which would be potentially quite useful for some construction of strategic units. Okay, this is close enough. I do want to claim this. This is maybe not where we're going to want the city in that zone, but...
Over this way.
So next turn we're going to get our emblematic district here, which will provide us with more industry, and what I think one of the culture choices we picked was faith. Faith was the one I'm thinking of. Divine Mandate here is going to give us faith on that emblematic district.
A first visible mark of this new culture. I hope the style is pleasing, because it will be around for as long as the city lasts.
Yeah, hopefully that is a long time.
Over this way. Off we go.
And there we go, getting calendar.
Come over here. I'm on it. Come over here. Off we go. Let's go.
And we found another one of the major civs. So we got an idea where 1, 2 of the 3 major civs are. Well, we're leaving this alone. This is not doing nothing. It's growing. Producing some food to grow.
Acknowledged. Let's do this.
Well, that's an interesting question. I know you can attach adjacent ones, so we can attach that one to that one. Not sure if these are considered adjacent over the ocean here.
Okay.
The Phoenicians are famed for their good ships and smart traders.
So we officially met
Best
the
to watch your
Phoenicians, which are these
coastline
guys.
and your coffers.
Which is probably okay for me. These are the guys who are
Help me make
most
this
likely
world
not
a
going to
better
stab us
place
in the
for
front.
all our peoples.
They've got the merchant badge, we've got the merchant badge. We don't have anything to trade yet. Can I propose a non-aggression pact with you?
This proposition should be in all
They'll accept
our
I give them
best
some money.
interests.
I'll give
Yes,
them that.
I cannot dispute the benefit in that.
Now we don't need to worry about their units attacking our units for the moment, which is good. Seeing as I don't have any professional units out and about. Let's swap back over to food, get some people in here, so we can make a little bit better use of the industry. We'll slow build the luxury resources while we're at it. Okay, so we don't have enough that it just costs a little bit more, which is fine. Where do I want the... This would give us an extra 4, maybe 5 industry. 5 industry. It's telling me. It does the math for me. That. Trust the math, and the math is provided for you. Okay. Get that done a little bit faster then.
Off we go.
Anyway, it's recommending out in the food. I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into an actual city. And if I do that, I probably want it having a little more industry to start. So we'll go here for a little bit more industry.
Follow me. Off we go.
Oh, so that these horses would be claimed with the city. So I'm definitely thinking that'll be city number 2, because it'll give us the horses and the copper. And the copper, that combination I think is going to allow us to build the stuff we want to early on.
Will do. I'm on it. Come over here.
Right now we have a limit on number of cities we can have of 2 without penalty. There are a couple of ways to raise that.
Let's go.
And then we have, to be fair, the penalty for having multiple regions attached to a city is the cost just goes up.
Over here.
Come over here. Over this way.
Okay, so there may be some stuff down there which I should go check out this stack. We're closing in on some of the stars, so it's giving me some idea what stars we're close to. Again, we need 7 to tier up. Can I see how everyone else is doing? Yeah, so other people are ahead of me. As you can see, I'm maybe not the best at this game. They're not necessarily too far ahead in fame, but they are ahead in picking up some of these stars early on. Got how many people here? We got 1 person here. Then turns out forgets another. One population every 10. Okay.
Come over here. Let's go.
Okay, so that's the information of that corner, so that's ocean down there. Let's bring you back to friendly territory and get you healed up before we do too much more poking around. Because yeah, other than finding number 3, which is probably down here. Though, how far? Could be down here. I suppose it could be over here. The world does wrap around. And then these guys are healed up, so we'll send these guys to continue having them explore the unknown.
Over this way.
Some science there. And apparently got some volunteers. Volunteer warrior. We'll have the warrior actually go closest down, so it's all set up in defensively.
Follow me. We'll stay here.
So this territory in here is a bit, well, other than raw resources from all the lumber, is maybe not very interesting. We're getting proposed an offer
Interested?
to only trade luxuries with the Venetians.
Fascinating.
We'll agree.
Yes, I cannot dispute the benefit in that.
Truly, I have not felt this good.
So we're not
in a
allowed to
long
trade
time.
strategics yet, although I do have some to sell to them if they wanted to buy them. They have some dye to sell. I've got money. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy some of their dye. It's going to cost us 10 license. It's going to cost us some maintenance. Actually, I'm not sure I can pay for that maintenance. Let back out for the moment. Yeah, because we're not making any money. Okay, so let's not do that because I can't pay the maintenance cost on that. That would be bad. To be trading used to be, last time I played, used to be real powerful. So they probably did get around to nerfing it. It's probably what that maintenance is. Okay, that one's also a pretty empty territory. So that's going to maybe be the problem with this one. This is maybe going to be doing expansions for production, not necessarily for new resources.
Over this way.
How's the city coming along? One thing we can do in these ones, which we should probably do, is we can immediately set up for the influence cost things like horses. I can do that over here as well. Yep, we got Builder Star for that. Those count as districts. Interesting. So we got our first star. We're working on wheel. I should probably pick up. Let's come in here. Tech. Should probably pick up bronze working before the wheel. Which is going to require spectator defense. That way you can do the copper. And looking at the time, this is probably a good place to put a part break in. I let this part go reasonably long, even given the fact that I'm putting an edit in here. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We've got 1 proper city and 3 territories going. I'm probably going to turn 1 of the 3 territories into a city as soon as we get all the strategic set up. So I want to get the copper set up down here, for example, before we turn this into a city. Oh, and I can do the same here. Before I forget, let's grab access to the luxuries. Which I suppose has been giving us more districts. Working us towards getting the next builder star. So we got 3 more districts set up. That probably won't be too hard, seeing as we're going to get 2 more. We get the copper set up. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to have a short break here just to take a quick stretch of the legs, and then we'll be getting back to recording the next part. I think I'm going to, and I might regret this, but I think I'm going to try to record 5 parts tonight, so we can put a little bit more space in the schedule. So if everything goes according to plan, this will be the first of 4 parts being recorded in this recording session. So I hope everyone enjoys. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.